My partner and I and one of our housemates were invited to a barbecue one Saturday afternoon at my partner's friend's house. It was a warm sunny day, so it was the perfect day for it. We chilled out the back of the house, in the shade, having our barbecue and socialising. We were also playing with our friend's dog. Her name was Bailey. She was a very active dog, but she was only rather young. After our barbecue, we decided to go down to the beach for a walk, to walk off all the lovely food we just ate, and of course, let Bailey the dog go for a run and a swim. It was a lovely day out there, and there were a few people down on the beach, swimming, sunbaking, or just down for a stroll. The iconic eyesore at this beach was the old jetty that still half stood in the water. It was very picturesque. I'm not sure on the history of it, but it looked quite interesting. Another thing we saw was the few beach caves dug out of the rock off the hill backing off from the beach. There were around 6 caves in the rock, some being shallow, some being pretty deep, especially a certain one which had the biggest entry. We decided to take a closer look. We walked up to the caves, and most of them were pretty shallow, just deep enough to take shelter in from a storm or the blazing hot sun. There was the deeper cave though, and went in a fair way. I stepped inside and started making my way into the cave. There really wasn't that much to see, except on the cave wall there was a painting of hands reaching out, and then some weird dark engraving next to the painting. It looked like a freaky tribal face of some sort. I'm not sure why, but when I looked at the weird face on the wall, I started to get a massive headache, and I was feeling lightheaded. It came on really quickly too. Something definitely wasn't right here. I sat on the floor in the cave and took a sip of water out of my water bottle, but the feeling wasn't subsiding. Everyone asked me if I was okay, but at that moment I wasn't sure, as my mind was all hazy. At first I thought I was dehydrated or having heat stroke, but I was fine minutes prior. I forced myself back up and stepped out of the cave, and then that dreadful feeling disappeared as quickly as it came. What the hell did I just experience? Our housemate went in and looked at what I looked at, and then the same thing happened to her. Oh my gosh, the cave must be cursed, or that engraving has some sort of voodoo powers. She took a photo of it on her phone to do some research on it. We then decided to leave the beach now, as this incident freaked us out. My partner and I and our housemate went home from there. My housemate couldn't wait to get home to do some research on the weird face engraving. After we got home, and after hours of research, she couldn't find anything on it. There were other similar drawings and engravings found online, but not the same as this. Luckily, while looking at the picture on my housemate's phone, it didn't make us feel ill, like it did in the cave. We were astounded with the fact that this marking was a total mystery. I wonder how many other people were affected by it. I guess we'll never know.